Welcome back, episode 32, y'all. It's the Dream Lab podcast.
Don't forget to say season 4, dude.
It's season 4, dude.
We've been doing this for 4 seasons, dude.
4 seasons, dude. Episode 32. We are here, the Dream Lab podcast. This is the safe space for dreamers. This is the safe space for creatives. We can just come together, encourage, and inspire you to continue to dream, but not only dream, make your dream a reality, right? And so today it's your co-pilot. I'm not your co-pilot. I'm actually your captain, Dre Perry.
Yeah.
And I got a co-pilot. One of two original co-pilots is here. We got Rev Kev in the building.
I'm one of one. I'm the only one today.
I'm one of one.
Chrissy, I'm holding it down for you, girl. You're the other side of my heart. I love you. Yeah.
So Chrissy B is not here today, but y'all know she'll be back next week. But today we got a fellas takeover. We got a special guest today who's really going to, I think this is going to be a great conversation today. I really feel that. Like,
he got on Tim's. I know it's going to be. He come to step on the devil's head. Oh, Lord, yeah.
Y'all, we have an incredible vocalist, an incredible artist, a fashion icon, if you will. Detroit's own Semaje is in the building.
What up, brothers?
Mr. Greenlight himself.
Now, listen, first of all, y'all are two iconic genius, and I'm glad to be in the building. You know, y'all could have called anybody. Y'all call little old me, so I'm glad to be here talking to y'all.
You're taller than me, so
are you crazy?
I'm little old
me.
Nothing
about your personality, your artistry is little. So
yeah, man.
It's Big Maje on the block. What up?
For sure, bro. And you've been consistent, bro. You've been doing this. Like, we gonna get into it, but like, I know, like, we've been on plenty programs together. I'm sure y'all been on plenty programs together.
We broke into libraries together.
Yeah, me and Kevin
broke into libraries.
Me and Kevin went to school together.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, a long time. That's why I said it's gonna be a good conversation.
I've known Kevin for a long time.
Yeah.
Kevin probably is the longest gospel artist in the city that I know.
Facts.
Honestly.
Wow.
Facts.
Honestly.
Same for me too. Yeah. Like from going from childhood to us both actually working in the field we dreamt of.
Yeah.
Semaje, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. I feel like this is going to be a great episode. It's going to be even greater. We got some history. I think we just going to have some great laughs. We can play some games.
Yeah.
Kev got a segment.
Yeah.
I'm glad that y'all back. I'm glad that you're watching. Subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment, share, all that good stuff, okay? This, we going harder this year. 2024 was a great year.
Yeah.
It was a great year. We had some, trials and tribulations, but overall, it was a great year. 2025, though.
Yo,
let me tell you, the stuff we have planned, the stuff that we just are really looking forward to, the elevated mindsets, all of that stuff. Like 2025 is really just that year. On my whiteboard, I got year of application. That is, for me, this is the year of application. We're actually applying the things that we've been studying, reading. We say we believe this. We say we believe that. Okay, why isn't your life lining up with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got these dreams, all of this stuff. Okay, we've been encouraging and we've been talking about it for the last year. Now, this year, I need to see in these comments, I need to see what the results are. We need to see what's happening because, I mean, if you're going to sit and do nothing, you're not going to get no results. But if you start moving, I guarantee you're going to get some type of result. So today, like I said, Chrissy B's not here. We got Semaje, bro. How you feeling?
You know what? I feel amazing. I do. I feel really good. And I'm always good. It's always good to be around other creatives and just see what everybody's mind is.
Yeah.
I love the other perspective.
For sure. And I feel like we'll be able to really kind of get into the conversation of being consistent, because we talk about that here a lot on the podcast, about being consistent in what it is that you do. And people who are consistent with what they do, they yield results.
Absolutely.
And so not only are you an artist, but you're signed, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you're able to we like, y'all, it's not just like, we're not just talking about it. Like, people are really like making some stuff happen. Like Semaje is like, he got records out, like he got songs out. We gonna get into all of that. I don't even want to say too much at once. So let's get started from the beginning.
Okay.
Just a little brief intro of where things began for you musically. Did you start singing or did you start playing baseball like Michael Jordan? Like, I don't know. Like in Space Jam. I don't know if he did that in real life.
So good.
So, you know what? I went to school, I went to church, with my dad and my grandmother growing up. Because
he's saved, by the way. Your daddy is saved.
Yeah, oh yeah. My mom, I stayed with my mom Monday through Friday. and I stayed with my dad Saturday through Sunday.
Okay.
They weren't married when they had me, and so I grew up in a separate home, which is totally fine. So I went to church with my dad on the weekends, and so my dad, he was fresh in the church. So my dad playlist consisted of Marvin Winans, Jesus Saves, Daryl Coley, He's Preparing Me. He was playing a Finally Caring record. He was playing another artist by the name of James Moore. So growing up as a kid, those were people that stayed in my ear at a young age. So I started developing this thing and this, and just this wanted to sound like that, you know, hearing their riffs and their squalls and so much passion, and they were singing about Jesus, like you really felt like this is real, you know what I'm saying? And they wouldn't do it. It wasn't a lot of overdubs. It was what happened in that moment. What they did
that night.
That's what happened. And that was an anointing. It was just a different time. And so me being in the 4th grade and 5th grade, listening to that was my soundtrack. And so I would be in church singing and trying to riff and do all that at a young age, and I just constantly listened to that. And so it developed and shaped my voice for what I did. Now, my mom's side of the family is where all the singers are.
Really?
So my mom is not a singer. She can hold a note or two, but you wouldn't deem her a singer.
Gotcha.
My grandmother and her siblings, they were singers.
Really?
So the whole creative side comes from that side. So that's just a little bit of how like it all started and how it got deposited inside of me.
Got you. So you had church on dad's side, and you had the music on mom's side, and then you fused it together.
Correct.
And we got what we got today. So let's talk about some of the music that you have out, which y'all, it's a lot of people, and I'm not trying to be shady. I'm not. I promise you I'm not. But it's a lot of us that we put these titles on ourselves, but we don't really like, we have no fruit. The pastor had preached about this today, Mark 11, when Jesus had cursed the fig tree because the leaves had grown. And the order of a fig tree is once the pre-fig grows, then the leaf grows to protect it. And then if you see leaves on the fig tree, then you know that there's fruit behind it. This fig tree had leaves but no fruit. So we got a lot of people that's saying, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that," but they have nothing to show for it. They're not putting the work in. And I mean, you can do anything that you want to do. Like you literally just have to do it. But most people are just kind of sitting around,
right?
And they're not really like pushing forward. So you have music out. Your most recent.
Green Light was my latest single.
It's really good too.
I did a cover before that. I did a cover of Dietrich Haddon, Watch Me Praise Him.
Yeah.
That's hot too.
And before that, I did which is my biggest song today, I Rely.
Yeah.
I Rely literally helped.
I randomly just hear that, like that song randomly. I just hear, like, whether it's I'm scrolling, it's on the radio, whatever.
Yeah, it's the biggest song today, and I think as of today, it is a total of 13 million streams.
Wow.
So that's my biggest song today. So
let's take a pause there.
Yeah, can we just clap it up right there? Like,
put some hand claps in the comments or something.
For sure.
That's
like
amazing.
Amazing.
A lot of people don't get past 2,000.
Let me tell you.
So
and I know it's not overnight.
It's not overnight. And before that it was You, and then before that I did a cover to A Lovely Day. That was my first single since I got signed. But before that, my very, very first single that I've ever done was entitled Winter. I took it off of iTunes, but that was my first song.
I remember that one.
With the black and red writing or something?
I had the orange suit on.
Orange.
Winter.
Yep.
When you were sitting, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. But
I know. I pay attention.
I know it's wild.
But then before then you did the records with, was it Uncle Freddie?
Oh, so that,
I'm about to say we missed him.
But so that was I signed? I wasn't signed yet. So I did a song with Uncle Freddie. It wasn't my song.
So let's hold on before we move. Who is Uncle Freddie?
So
name the record.
Fred Jerkins.
Okay, let's get to it.
Yeah.
Now.
So I mean, you know, the whole Rodney, Fred Jerkins, LaShawn Daniels, Dark Child movement. I did a song with him called Reason to Praise. That was his song though, but I was just featured on the song.
Yeah.
And
but you ate it and you owned it and you sung it like it was your own.
Oh man, thank you, brother.
Lord.
So that was it. So that's just a little bit of what I've done and what I'm continuing to do. I'm just building.
Yeah, bro. And it's great. Like, continue to build, bro. I just definitely want to, give you your flowers now, bro. Like, it's gonna take off. It's already taking off,
Thank you,
but it's
brother.
gonna take off even more. So I know we don't get a chance to sit in these type of settings,
Often, right.
But to just tell you to your face, bro, like, you are really doing a fantastic job.
Dre, thank you so much, and I feel the same way about you.
I
and
appreciate
the
it.
same way about Kevin. I've been at all of the Blood concerts.
Listen,
and I sang at one. I was a part of the old school.
Remember he did
the
Bomb and
90s.
Gilead?
That's
90s.
right, Bomb and
Is it
Gilead. That's
Gilead or
right.
Gilead?
I don't know.
It's there.
It
It's
was
that
a bomb
place.
And then
somewhere.
Kevin is just Kevin has been doing like big stuff since we were like kids.
Yeah.
The Bobby Jones and all that. And then I was at his recording and been to them shows. So likewise to y'all too. I'm just glad to see all of us black folks singing the good.
Yeah.
The good news.
Hey, man, it's just I think it's so great that like with you, I can't speak for everybody, but your spirit is always the same, right?
Yeah.
So like when I see you, it's always, what's up, bro? Like, it's always love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never had a bad encounter. Not saying that you may not have been in a place where you didn't feel like talking,
Right.
but it was always love, right?
Sure.
Like Semaje, I remember when I knew who you were, I didn't know you knew who we was, because we had just kind of started. We had the song Try Jesus, and I remember you had walked up to us and was like singing it. I'm like, bro, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you're able to see people who like are doing what you're doing, but they celebrate along with
For
you.
sure.
Because that, sometimes people, you know how people are.
Well, Dre, I just feel like my thing on that is I can't sing about the gospel. Not some stuff you can expect in another genre. But what I'm singing about, I can't tell y'all like, oh yeah, I'm pro Jesus. Jesus ain't never walking past me without speaking if he was on this earth, right? And so why can't I celebrate somebody else? And another thing is too, it takes nothing. I'm gonna still be Semaje every day of the week, every second, every hour. And so what is it for me to, say I love this? And I think people be feeling like they almost dumbing themselves down. Like, I don't want that person to know that I listen to their stuff, or I don't want, you think too highly of yourself, number one.
Wow.
That you can't celebrate nobody else, or that you that big of a deal that everybody's a big deal. Your song, that was a huge deal. I love the song, and so I won't go be listening to it in the car, because that's the thing. People really be checking for you.
Wow.
But they don't
We
wanna
just
celebrate
talked
you.
about this last
But
week, bro.
I'm not gonna be, chilling in the car like, man, this song is a beast, and I see you, and I ain't gonna say nothing though. That's pride.
Yeah.
And pride comes for a great fall.
Mighty God.
So yeah, no, I'll definitely want to.
Get your knees ready. Because you about to hit the floor.
So no, I think that's a great outlook, bro. It's because it takes nothing from me to celebrate you. It takes nothing away from me. Like, but most people aren't confident in themselves.
Right.
They're not confident in the God that's in them. You see what I'm saying? Like, they you can tell just by how they treat other people. I was just posted on my story, like, you can tell like somebody when they're always picking apart other people is usually the thing that's in them that they won't pick apart, but they'll just pick it apart in other people.
That's good.
People project, you see what I'm saying? And when you're not confident and stuff like that, it just gets you nowhere. So
It gets you nowhere, and you give too much to that. One thing about me, I don't know if y'all follow me on social media. It's very, 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 very rare, like extremely rare, I'll ever give a public opinion about anything. I don't really like to get into conversations. I don't like to argue on the internet. I don't like doing any of that. I stay clear.
Yeah.
The most you'll get out of me is a picture of some what I got on,
Right, your content.
or my content.
Right.
And let me tell you why. Sometimes everything that's lawful, it could be right. It's not expedient, and so I don't ever want to offend anybody by that platform. That doesn't mean I'm not right.
right.
But for what? It's a whole internet. Just get on here and have fun.
That's
now,
it.
some stuff is good conversation to get in. Like, this is a conversation, right? But the minute I start giving opinions and I give too much, it's like, who really asked for that? And I always put myself in them shoes. I don't want nobody ripping me apart on the internet.
Man.
So I would never want to be a part of that community of doing that to somebody else. I don't care how crazy and wild it gets. Give everybody grace.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I think that just with that mindset, you can just tell when people can go far in life, and just with the right mindset, that is what does it. Like, a lot of people think, it's their talent. You don't have to be the best anything. It's just your mindset.
Absolutely.
It's your approach. It's your heart. So again, I just want to celebrate you on that, bro.
Thank you, brother.
For sure. So we're going to get into like I said, we got a game later on that I want us to do. Very simple, something that we've played on this podcast before. Kev, again, has a segment. But before we get into that, I want to know, because you mentioned some gospel artists that you grew up listening to, but I know you listen to some secular
For
artists.
sure.
I'm curious to know.
I'm
who.
curious to know
I'm
those influences vocally, you know,
For
musically.
sure. For me, one of my, like, he's at the top of my list. Michael Jackson.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm a huge Michael.
Me too,
and
bro.
I don't know if you listen to a lot of my music and watch me praise him. I say,
You wanna be starting son?
yeah. What did I? Yeah, I said that. That was a line.
I'm a
And,
fan.
love you, brother. And then Green Light. So I remember I told my producer, I said, I want something that's like, remember the time, something like, I just remember telling him that. And there's nothing wrong with getting inspiration from music. It's all about what you do with it in the messages.
Yeah.
So I wanted to curate something like Michael. So Michael Jackson for sure. I'm a huge fan of Jasmine Sullivan. She's like probably my favorite.
She's incredible.
Female
Yeah.
singer. She's great. Somebody else that I love, Jodeci.
Okay.
And some flat foot singing
Yeah,
and all that
for
good.
sure.
I'm a huge fan of vibrato. People know how to control it and make it good. And so if you notice, everybody that just named had distinctive vibrato.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
for
that's
sure,
one thing.
for
That,
sure.
vibrato is character to your voice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it just makes up your tone. So I love that. This part about to blow your way back. I love George Clinton. I
really?
love George.
Okay, I'm
Like
gonna have to go back.
I love that.
Funkadelic
Yes.
Parliament.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I've never. That's like one of those. They play it at the cookout, and you just.
Oh,
get
yeah.
on.
Yeah,
I guess
gotta
you're
go
right.
But
back,
it's so much
yeah.
feeling and all that. So
Oh,
that,
my
for
God.
sure that, and then of course I love D'Angelo's and you know, like all the neo soul people. But yeah, and of course I have to get honored to her. Not to my honor like it's church. What am I talking
But
about?
that's good.
I mean,
No,
yeah, you
I
get
know.
honored, yeah.
But one of the people I love is, I don't care what y'all say. Let's remove the whole Beehive thing and all that. Beyonce is an incredible vocalist.
Absolutely.
She's and I don't think people really talk about her singing ability. It's so great, and so
it gets overshadowed, I think, sometimes because the celebrity.
Yeah.
And so that becomes the trivial thing.
Yeah.
And so people overlook the talent.
She's
that's
the whole
there.
package. But yeah, like
she got there
yeah.
because she's talented.
For
my
sure.
guy.
Or
Like
it's
for
the
real.
comparison thing too. with
Yeah, I hate
her.
that.
Because I've seen a lot of different things on Instagram where it's like Beyonce, Jasmine Sullivan, or Brandy or Fantasia. And it's like, for me, all of them can sing and they have their own lane.
Yeah.
And to
Yeah.
me, there's no comparison because nobody can do what Brandy does. Nobody can do what Jasmine does. Beyonce, nobody can do what she does. Anybody else, like, I'd be like, I don't know why y'all trying to
And
compare them when they're all
who
different.
like when they say, well, who's the best? That is really just relative to that individual,
Yeah, that's
specific
subjective,
to it's subjective to how you feel about the music or that particular artist. They may have said something that you don't like, and now you
Right.
like, oh, they not that good.
Right.
Yes, y'all did my
But they
girl
are.
Lizzo like that,
yeah,
and I'm
so-
still a Lizzo. dog.
and somebody else. So actually, two more people. I love Usher.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
isn't Usher like
Yes,
an influence?
Usher is a huge influence vocally and like his whole style is drip and all that.
Yeah.
And I gotta give reference to Auntie Riri, Aretha Franklin, for sure. Like,
Okay.
she just got it. And
So it's a wide range, bro.
it's a wide range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
a lot
so
of different textures. Like now that I
Yeah.
think about everybody he
Yeah.
names, a lot of different textures.
Because I think each song requires something different.
Yes, sir.
I still have
For
to be
sure.
myself, but everything's require
sure.
a different delivery. One day I
Yeah.
can be very just country and big Aretha, big all this vibrato, but then there's a pop record I got to seal it on down
Yeah.
and have it, a different tone. So yeah,
that's what makes a great album.
Yeah.
That's what makes a great album. When
sure.
when each song can give you something different. Like I feel like first of all, more people are gonna listen to it because I may not listen to track 1 and 3, but track 2 and track 5, like that. Those are my joints right there. You see what I'm saying? Like
Right.
if you approach each thing slightly different, now you have almost like a gumbo. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Like I and gumbo be good, bro.
right.
That good one.
Yes, hallelujah.
But I do want to speak to the fact of like even you referencing MJ from a brother and a fan perspective. I feel like all of the singles that you have released have been classic songs. Like nothing has sounded the same. Lyrically, everything has told a different story, and I feel like you there's this how do I say it? There's this newness about your style of everything that you're doing,
Thank you, brother.
where I have a greater appreciation for your gift because of how you've been doing things on the record, I'd be like, dang, like I would have never thought to go that direction, or I would have never thought that Semaje would go there. Because I think I Rely on You was probably one of the songs that made me sit back like, yeah, like I knew my brother can sing, but like the way you just really took your time and you painted the picture.
Thank you,
and even with the visual that you put with I Rely on You, with it being black and white, I think he had like 3 singers and it was like a band, but the simplicity of what you did to paint the picture really went hand in hand with the song. But I think out of all of the singles, I Rely on You is probably my favorite one, because when I remember when I was in a dark season, that was one of the songs that I never remember texting you about it.
You did,
like
brother.
this song, like I literally just been playing it on repeat. But I will say every song that you have put out has been something specific that was different, that went along with either where you are or where you're going. Because I really hope that you get that Sprite endorsement.
Yes, Lord.
Because I
Come
said
on.
Semaje is so smart. From the
Please, Lord.
outfit to the bottle, everything to you having the Sprite bottle. But I will say that I feel as if when it comes to your artistry, you're very intentional. I don't know what your marketing strategy is like, because we've never had like that type of conversation. But I can say from the outside looking in, you are very precise and intentional about what you post, how you present certain things. But I had to tell you, every single has its own, it has a life of its own. It's almost
Thank
like,
you, brother.
you know how like a Barbie house looks and it's like each room, it's almost like each song has its own place. So I can only imagine what the rest of the record will sound like, because it's like already off of these, it's like, okay, well, what more can he give?
Y'all, well, let me say this. I want to add this to, please don't let me lose my train of thought. So
I got you.
I want to get back to that where I was
Okay,
talking about.
go ahead.
But I was want to add 2 artists to the thing that's my biggest like inspiration. There's 2 gospel artists that literally like everything they do is I'm a fan of. One, J Moss is my hero.
Yeah.
Everything
That makes
about J
sense.
Moss is my like that's my, if you want to know like who the person I can listen to nonstop, study like everything about it from all that is J Moss.
Agreed.
And then Mary.
I told you.
Oh, yeah.
Did I tell you
Mary
earlier?
Mary.
is my favorite.
I told him that earlier.
Like,
I said Semaje he is a ride or die for Mary,
Oh, yeah.
and I live for that.
Yeah, they get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
get it.
And separately, they get
They
it
get
too.
it.
Yeah.
Like I don't think people really understand what they did. They came out the gate
Swinging.
with shackles, and it was not the gospel arena that is really accepted them. It was the regular world.
Exactly.
And you think about the scripture says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His Son." He didn't say only for the saints, only for this,
Come on.
but for the world. And they created music for the world.
Absolutely.
And they made a sound that was just so crazy. And so when I did music, I would always be in
Had
sessions
that
like,
mindset.
I don't want my lyrical content too much.
Yeah.
I want the melody to be sung by a person that's a musician, but also a kid in the car.
Absolutely.
I don't make music for the musician ear. So,
Absolutely.
we have a different thing we listen to, not the commercial, right?
That's good.
I don't make music for musicians. That's not my
that's
goal,
good.
but I have to make it for the world, for everybody to digest. So that was a lot behind that. And then back to your point, Kevin, about the music. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm not by myself when I create music.
Got you.
There's a team. And back in the day, it's different now. Now everybody write all their stuff, they sing all their stuff, they create all their stuff. It's nobody else in the room with them, but it's just them. And so then it's only that one perspective. But you think about back in the day when they was making music for the OJs and the Destiny Childs and the Brandys, Say My Name and all that. That was LaShawn. That was Rodney. LaShawn was in their vocal producing and writing. Rodney was in their producing. They had a vocal, like all of that came together. I have a team that consists of Anisha, who was like one of the greatest singers to ever walk
love
this
her.
earth. She's a writer. She do vocal producing. Then I have Jamel, who's another writer who's a genius, who just wrote like 5 songs on Yolanda Adams' record and did so much. Then you got B. Bearded from New York. And then worked with, well, I probably shouldn't say, I can say his name, with Diddy's son, and did a lot of work with him. But it was a versatile situation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And that's what helped curate that sound.
Absolutely.
I went and said, I want this, and let's do it together, because I need somebody to have another set of ears, another set of eyes.
sir.
That's not good. Change that. Let's do that, because I want to present my best, because it's gospel music. But we become so laxy days and like, okay, whatever it is, what it is, I'm going to give you this and take it. And so, I believe in
can't-
collaboration.
I can't even do that. Like, especially at this juncture, and I'm sure you can speak on the same thing with you working on music. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but
What?
with you working on music.
I am working on music.
Okay, perfect.
Y'all didn't know that? I am working on
He's
music.
working on music.
I got the name of the EP and all of that. I'm excited. I'm ready. We'll talk more about it. We'll talk more about it, but I'm go ahead.
I love the perspective that you just shared, Semaje, because even watching you getting back into your groove, and we haven't really dove into conversation, but just seeing the excitement of where you are and what you're creating. What I value the most about what's in this room is nobody has been scared to take a risk.
Right.
We haven't been afraid to go against the grain. Even from the beginning of me, from when I joined the group, I did y'all first album release, and then I just managed to get in the group. But just seeing the progression of how you've never been scared to do that, and then even again with Maje is like, from you to start from the record with Uncle, am I saying it right, Uncle Freddie, to the progression of what you're doing is like. Semaje is not worried about, is it churchy enough? In my opinion, is it churchy enough? Does it fit in this thing? Does it fit in this category? It's like
all that stuff will work itself out in due time. You just have to just go for it.
You gotta. Yeah. I think I'm not chasing a sound. I'm not chasing.
It's almost like
anything.
It's like it's finding you.
Correct. So if it's a great track and God has given us something to say, I remember when we was in a writing session. I said, well, this will sound good, something like this. And he'll play a track. I'm like, okay, cool. What you want to talk about? I think we need more of this. We need to talk about this. I'm not in there saying, I got to sound just like this person. It's got to be like this. They're already out. I got to be me and what works for me. Yeah. And the problem is people, they don't be patient with the journey. So they say, they're not with me right away. So I got to hear them change my sound because some got to hit. Do you know it's stuff that become popular? Like that song by LaShawn Pace, Act Like You Know. That song went crazy years later. Right. Millions of people on TikTok doing that. So there was a set time for that. But if she went and constantly trying to rearrange herself, God's timing is everything. And when you really let him do his job, it'd be great. And that's how I think about music, man. Music is very, very, very important. I think sometimes we just put too quick of a handle because we're talented, so we just do anything.
Well, the industry has changed so much. You can put a song on Instagram.
So it's perverted it. It's perverted it because it's an art form. Music is an art form. It's art. So now that we've capitalized on it, now, like you said, people are changing their sound to fit what's commercial. Correct. And that's messing us up. It really is because people aren't really giving what's in their heart. So you giving, you kind of serving the system. Right. You don't make it far. Or if you do, you get frustrated because you're constantly trying to, okay, how can I make the next big thing to really work and be able to connect? Right. Like, just do what's in your heart. Do what God is giving you, where He's leading you, and I promise you, it'll work out. It may not work out because we try to control too much. We try to have our hands on everything. If you just take your hands off of it and just allow it to just work. Like when I was going through a writer's block, and we about to take a break. And then we'll come back with the segment.
Gotcha.
I had a writer's block for a long time. And it wasn't until I got to the point where it was like I had to become aware that I was judging my work too harshly.
Gotcha. Wow.
So I would write a line and I'm like, that don't sound like such and such. And doing that enough will cause you to not produce anything. Because as soon as you get the first line, as soon as you get the first few lines or you got a chorus and you're like, and then you leave it alone and you don't work no more. Right. You're not using that muscle. You're not pushing yourself more. You see what I'm saying? You kind of just doing, 2 reps instead of, you can do more. So I went through a writer's block for a while, and then I just had to become aware that I was blocking myself from just being creative. Because if you sit down and write a song, that song doesn't have to go on the radio. Nobody ever has to hear the song. If it's not good, just write. Just produce, just get something out so you can get to that point. Like you had to do your first song so you can get to where you are now. Like you had to be to release yes to get to change. You see what I'm saying? Like we had to go through that journey and we're still going, but it's more about the process and understanding that process is the true lesson. It's the true blessing. And when you get to the destination, that's one thing. But life goes on, so that can't be the end all be all. It can't be because it's fleeting. You're gonna get to a point and then you're gonna be like, all right, I got this Grammy. Now what? So the Grammy can't be the thing. It has to be the passion for the thing that God gave you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you got to keep going. And even y'all are inspiring. I've been in this thing for a little bit now, and I've never had an album out. Never. This year will be the first time I ever did an album. Right. And it came from me waiting. I took the time because I just didn't want to do anything. But another part of that is to go back what you just said. I think we be in our head too much.
Yes,
We are worst critics. So
Yes, sir.
that that was something like, dang, what about this? Or I'm an extremist when it comes to marketing, detailing. Everything got to be like, okay, it's perfect. And if it's not, I said I'm not gonna do it.
Yep.
And so like when you just said it, I was thinking like, dang, he all up in my
But
situation.
you know what? I finally feel like that with this record.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and because it's so different, I'd be like, mm-mm.
And so
Yeah.
it's delaying you from actually putting it out. When this was crazy is a lot of times because we make the thing, I hate to be so churchy, but we make the thing an idol. And so we want it to be perfect and we want this to be the thing. What if it's not until album 4 that it actually takes off? But you gotta put the first 3 albums
you
out.
gotta think about it. I done did about 6 bodies of work before change.
See what I'm saying? Before anybody says anything, time is gonna pass regardless. So if you do it now and you just get it out in 5 years, that's when it'll take off. I'm not saying it may not take 5 years, it may take 5 months, but you got to start.
My A&R told me, so I signed my deal back in 2020 or 2021, and I'm supposed to do 4 albums with them, right? And I just told y'all what my first one's coming out.
Right.
They told me, I think 2 months ago, they said, Semaje, you have to put out an album. Like we keep asking for this and all that, but the reason why I took so long because we were literally curating something so special.
Yeah.
So all that Green Light was actually made before I Rely.
Really?
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was made before I Rely.
Goes back to my point. Timeless records.
So it was. We switched it, and also Watch Me Praise Him was created after Green Light and all that. So we changed the
Out of
records.
order, yeah.
So yeah, we was doing all that, but I'm saying this, I didn't put out the record. And they like, you got to put an album out. And guess what they told me after that? They said your album will come out at about the first or second quarter this year. They said by September we would like a single from your new album. That's how this industry is working.
It's more. I mean,
so y'all only gonna enjoy this album for about a couple of months,
out.
and they say we want to sing it from the next album.
It's so
already.
disposable because there's so much content out there. It's almost like and I have a love-hate in relationship with industry, just because we know the business side of things and not always depending on who you sign to, all of that stuff, because that stuff matters. But sometimes it does kind of pull you away from the artistry side and more. Now you have to lean more on the business side. You do have to kind of sometimes make decisions that you may not want to make. Like you said, like, I want to put this out when it's right, and it's kind of like, oh no, we need this by this X, Y, and Z.
And ask yourself, is this a God thing or is this just you thing? 'Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, people probably look at all what we doing. If y'all knew the amount of money that we spend in this, if y'all knew the amount of money that we spend in this,
Let me tell you,
some that we don't even
snatch the words out of my mouth.
some that we don't even get
well,
back.
I was just about to say that
We haven't even seen it.
I think one concert I put almost 10K up. I didn't bring nothing back. And it wasn't because I didn't do the concert for money, but it was more so to get that experience, and it gets you to the next thing. It's gonna pay off eventually. Don't worship the money.
But that's how you know what we're doing is because we know what God has told us to do.
Yeah, I quit every day.
Kevin,
I just came in and gave him a testimony like, remember you were saying don't do this, da 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 da. I'm like, this just happened. But I'm learning that now.
Kevin, I've never wanted to fight you, but if you quit, that might be the day me and you have to get in the ring.
There are times that I'd be like, I could literally just pack up my car and just move out of state and go get a job in a nice apartment and do content.
You got to start with your why, bro. What's your why?
It's for the people.
What's your why?
He's called me to encourage. And Tell the World means a lot to me. Like, I wrote this whole album. It's pretty much done. I'm just like waiting until he say green light.
Literally.
See what we did there?
I waited until he says green light. But my first single been done. I was supposed to put Tell the World out last year.
So why you waiting to tell the world?
Because he said be all right.
That's fair.
Had to switch up the whole, artwork done. Q mix and mastered it. All of the stuff was done.
Just for you to switch it.
Be all right. Because
That's okay.
Because the message is more timely now for what we need with all of like the stuff. And I
Perspective.
that makes sense.
Perspective.
Yep.
What if Tell the World, the reason why it changed to Be All Right because you waited too long to put Tell the World out, and so he like, we somewhere else. It's another season. I'm not saying that's what it is.
No, but I'm with you.
I try
what if it's a great
Yeah.
question? But I know for me, there was a different reassurance that I had would be all right. And that's what I was waiting on in order to move on.
That's
it.
fair. That's
and
fair.
now, like, even the situation I was telling you about yesterday, that was even more confirmation. And then going to church today was even more confirmation. Like, I got you. I just need to see if you really serious about this like you was with change. Because change was easy. I sent you somebody who paid off the whole record. And then I let the pandemic happen and I allowed you to step into some more money that cleared up everything else as far as mixing.
That don't mean it won't happen this time.
Right, but that's my point. Literally, 2 people helped with my budget to clear off what I needed to clear off this week. So it was like same God.
Yeah.
Same God.
And make sure we're
going
going to put the information in the description. I'll put it on the screen so y'all can Cash App and or Zelle Kev to get this to get his goal.
Yes.
You have a goal of what?
5K.
5K.
But yes, 5K. But I will say to all of my supporters that do watch the Dream Lab, we have hit a mark. We
hit phase 1.
Yeah, actually, we hit about a good 1,500.
Okay.
But that's not including Cash App. So I just been trying to keep the number on the whole GoFundMe thing.
Okay.
But y'all, like my day ones, the ones that support me that I know if I say I got a concert coming, all of them did it. But that's who I do. That's really who I do it for. Like I have some day one people who just love everything that I do. And that Trista Callahan, Uncle Larry's wife.
Oh my God, I love her.
She told me one day, because I was complaining about an event. I'm like, nobody's buying tickets. She was like, you need to stop worrying about who don't buy tickets and worrying
Focus
about
on
the
who
one.
is.
And ever since then, I don't do anything for
Let me
anybody
tell
else but
you.
those people.
Let me tell you this thing. Like Jesus tells us that God is spirit. He tells us this in scripture. And so I believe that there's a particular way that we get God's attention, and I believe is what our attention is on. I believe that if your attention is on the lack, if it's on what you don't have, that's what God is going to open up more of. Like God is not, he's not judging. Like if that's where your mindset is right now, that's why people continue to receive, lack, and they continue to be in these situations because that's where their focus is. But if you change your focus, it'll change your life. If you focus on what's going right, if you focus on who is there, who is showing up, who is supporting, who is sharing, who is liking, who is commenting, I'm telling you, you'll get lost in it.
Yeah.
And you like now I upload, I don't care how many people watch these episodes because I know this episode is going to get to who it needs to get to at the time that it needs to get to them. Like you said with Miss Pay's song, it gets to you. God's timing is everything. It's perfect, right?
Prime example of that, Dre. I know we got to go. This is really good. This I'm having so much fun talking to y'all, but I think about Lisa Page Brooks, and I'm gonna tell you about God's timing. Her husband died. Life just changed for her. In the midst of her life changing, God literally
Her life changed again.
allowed something to change for her. The whole world, she already was known, but the whole world, like just more people became aware of what she did, and she was literally saying the devil was a liar and victory is mine. She was claiming victory and talking about how the devil was defeated, and to see her life change based on those words, because that's what God allowed at that time. She been saying yeah
I'm about
for
to say
years.
this ain't new.
So if she would have stopped saying yeah because she said, man, these people all the way on this side don't know me, I would have gave up. But she kept doing it, and it paid off after a while because God said, you was grace for that. I was, this moment just took off. That's how amazing God is.
Yeah. That's good, bro.
And one more set of people, Shelby 5.
For sure.
I have been watching them for a while. I remember when they were working on a record, when you guys were at the old building, that was the car they used to be the old car lot.
Yeah.
I remember that, but they're another native Detroit group that I really enjoy because of their story.
Yeah.
Like
And
I
their
appreciated
creativity.
their album because I felt like I knew the journey.
Yeah.
I didn't know personally the journey, but I felt like it took them a minute to get there, but it was so worth it when they finally got there. And that was a solid body of work from top to bottom.
Shelby 5, you know what I love? You know how I said something about Mary and these people that was just distinctive? That's what Shelby 5 is.
Yeah.
They don't remind you of nobody.
They're so creative.
They're so creative.
Like their style, their sound. Every time I hear something, I'm like, that Shelby 5.
That's Shelby 5. I love that.
I love that too.
Or I think one of the biggest compliments if somebody doing something and they be like, oh, that remind me of Shelby 5. Or that remind me of Karen Clark. Like, because that means you have a staple something. And that's how they are. And so like you said, that was another one, man. And I love that's my family. And they've been doing it for a while. They're inspiration. motivation. You know what I'm saying? So
a big one.
I
like
love it
consistency,
for sure.
I don't think a lot of people talk about the consistency of them 5 Negroes. Because I remember being a kid, seeing them at conferences. But to know that it took them to this point to put out that type of body of work, I will never doubt my process or how long something takes.
Yeah, for sure.
With that being said, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with the second half of the Dream Lab podcast. We got Semaje in the building.
What up, though?
I say the same thing. Hey, I was like, what song is this? All right, sorry. You came in a little ashy though. We're gonna try it again. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like y'all can think like you're a Disney character. Okay? Be extra. Y'all are so good at being extra. But when we get up here, then we want to act all shy. Break this down. Hold on. Before we start throwing out notes, let's break this down. Don't get fancy. Keep it straight. Here we go. So do me a favor, altos. Even when you make that transition, don't give me more volume. I need it to be consistent because then we kind of lose our note at the end because we gave all our breath to that transition. So keep it straight here. That's it. Breathe through me. That's it. Here we go. That's so good.
All right. So y'all, we back with the second half of the Dream Lab podcast. Y'all know we got Semaje in the building. An incredible gospel artist, incredible just overall individual, like I said, fashion icon. I mean, like Semaje, bro, you be having the pieces. Like I like you post, I'm like, bro, where did you get that? Oh, it's not where did you get that. Semaje got that made.
Who made that? What's the thread count,
I
Maje?
ain't never seen Semaje wear anything that anybody else can just
I'm
pick
trying
up.
to tell you, he the reason why I'm wearing the oversized jeans and stuff.
Oh my God, y'all! No, it ain't never no clothes. But I collect GQ magazines to this day.
Really?
They come to my house. I have. Trey, it's probably like bigger than the computer stand.
Really?
Over here. Yeah, like I collect them all and I go through them. And I see what's trending. I see what works. I was a big guy, right? And so a lot of times big people always get to the side about fashion. I said, no, I'm going to lose weight. But why I got this weight, I'm going to show y'all I ain't never less than.
Come on.
So I'm real big on trends.
Talk your talk, bro.
So I'm real big on trends and all that. I love clothes, man.
Yeah, bro. Like I forget what it was. It was like a patchy, was it pants or was it a jacket? I don't know. It was fire. I'm gonna go back on your Instagram. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. But no, bro, like no, for sure. Y'all make sure y'all follow Semaje. Make sure y'all check him out and check out his music.
Yes.
Speaking of music, I want to build a playlist.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna build a playlist. Every now and then on the podcast, we'll build a playlist depending on the situation and have a different theme for it. So this particular playlist, actually, no, you have a segment.
Well, I mean, no, let's get into the playlist.
Okay.
I'll save it for next week.
All right, that's fine. The playlist is fire gospel songs from the 90s and the 2000s.
Early 2000s, though.
That's my era.
Yeah.
Early 2000s.
I'm ready. You ready to start?
So
told you.
we need.
That's all of who I
told you
am.
He was going to be ready.
So
I'm
we,
ready.
We building this playlist now. These is the firest of like. So
Okay.
Are
these
you doing
these.
it or me? You want me to build it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So yeah, all right. You got one?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's where you starting.
Niley Wilson SOP free.
Oh,
Wait, whoa. Go back. What is it?
Natalie Wilson and SOP Free.
I'm free. You're
Roddy produced that.
free.
That's the choir bop.
Da-da-da-da-da. So they were
That honestly sounds familiar.
they were popular like Hezekiah Walker.
They were. I would call them the first Sunday choir. They were like the real like culture choir.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't heard it?
I'm pretty sure I've heard it. I just don't know. I don't be knowing names like that, honestly.
Let me tell you something, man.
I'm gonna check it out. Oh no,
Oh,
we
yeah.
building this playlist. Y'all gonna be able to make sure that we'll
Yeah,
put the link in the.
Y'all about to be riding in the snow or wherever y'all at with a good playlist.
Okay, so we got that first one.
Yep. Hold on. My Apple Music is acting stupid. Work.
So I'm gonna go ahead. Well,
Yo,
no,
let's keep going. I'm gonna just write them down.
I'm gonna go ahead and give us this second one. I feel like this second one is just it bangs every time. Then when they play it live, everything. John P. Key. Jesus is real.
Love it.
Jesus is real. John P. Key. That when it comes on, I feel like I almost stand up. No matter where I am, I just feel like this about to go in, and it does. It just when they do it live, he has one of the firest bands
For sure.
ever, bro. Like the singers are just I mean hearty.
Yeah.
Like we don't really have singers like that, too much no more, that can really like hold it down. John P. Key, I think, is just incredible. I think he is the GOAT. Just 90s for sure. His style, bringing that funk sound to like gospel music, like, yeah.
Y'all know what's so crazy? Real quick, if I can tell you this, one of my highlights of my life is when hey, you know what? I have no problem saying I'm a fan of people, right? I already tell you that. So I was in church one day. It was one Sunday morning, and I looked at my phone, and it was a DM from John P. Key.
What?
It was a DM, and I got it right here. It was December 31st, 2023. He said, "You just murdered my sanctuary nephew, my God, today." And I said, what's going on? What happened? He said, they rocked out one of your tunes this morning. They played your version during the praise dancers. It was watching praise him.
Watching praise him.
Wow.
And he said, all right. And it sent me that.
The clip.
It sent the clip and said that I murdered him. And that's like, yo, that's John P. Key.
That's John P. Key.
Some of me singing. So it's like, and he DM'd me. So
That's
that was
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's something you carry with you for the rest of your
Yeah,
life.
man. I'm like, this John P. This
I
Uncle
would
John.
frame that. I
I
would frame
That's
that.
Uncle John.
Uncle John said I murdered, and I won't even hear it.
Listen, I didn't even have to be there.
Right.
Okay, so for me, we got I'm Free SOP. Jesus is Real, John P. Key. What am I following up with? Are we thinking road trip or just in general?
I mean, just in general, like you could listen to this on the road. You could listen to this at the house. Like,
Oh, so y'all trying to make it where like,
I'm going with Praise Festival, Karen.
okay.
No. Unconditionally.
Oh, yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, I definitely don't know the words.
Karen Clark is my
Yeah, I'm doing
favorite
Unconditional
female
for
gospel
sure.
singer.
So Unconditional. Okay, back on you, Mike.
Y'all really going for it. Like I be like, some of these songs, I just be giving us like the surface. Y'all be like, oh no, it's this song on the B side of this underground.
Do you understand this place can get long? Like I can keep going like rounds and rounds around this.
We're gonna do three. Okay, this is
Yeah,
the
we
first
do three,
round.
three,
We're gonna
three.
do three. No. We're gonna do three more. But quick though.
All right.
Three more.
So for me, the next one would have to be. I'm gonna have to do "Walking" by Mary Mary.
Okay.
But wait, that's late. That's late 2000s.
Is it?
Yep,
Is it?
come back.
No problem. I'll
Come
do
back.
"Be Happy" by Mary Mary.
Yeah,
Okay.
my heart has found a new beat.
Yeah.
Ever since she came to
know the
my
words,
life.
but I
And
know
if
it.
you're looking for me, safe in his
You hear that
arms,
melody?
it's where
Yeah.
you find me.
Yeah.
Cause I never leave. I gotta be happy. Wanna be happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
So-
the first album, Mike.
And it's the thing though.
was
If you,
good.
this is how you know if somebody really rocking with the artist. Don't tell me that they hot a single. You ain't rocking with them. When you
You
know
not.
an album cut,
Yeah.
then you in there.
When you know that song that don't nobody else know, like
Nigga, Destiny Child was on Mary Mary's first album. Let's get into that.
They're the only gospel artists that ever did a collaboration with Beyonce.
Ever. They're on the first. What was it? So good.
Good to me.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You know that? Yeah. So good to me. Yeah.
Beyonce was eating down.
This is gonna be a good playlist. I low key need to listen to this for myself.
You just took me back.
Yeah,
Because
man.
What a Friend was hot on that
What
album
a
too.
friend we have in
in
Jesus.
All of my sins and grace to bear.
Oh, man, and if you want, I mean, we can go on to the second album by Mary, and I can give y'all Incredible and in the morning.
Take a little time out, just think a little while back for everything.
I don't know the beat. I want to mess it up.
I mean, if y'all talking about 2000s, I mean,
Roger, you make me sick.
I can go on over to Out the Box. I can go on to J Moss first album. Like, what y'all really want
That's
to
what
talk
I'm
about?
saying. Because my next one, this one is an upbeat. It's "Won't Stop Praying" by Dietrich Haddon.
Oh yeah.
That one. Won't stop.
How did verse go? And I won't stop
Joe, you can sing really well.
praying. Thank you. I appreciate
This is
that.
Dietrich?
Until you come through.
What album is
I don't know what album that is. I just know it's early
We're
Dietrich.
gonna look it up.
They that wait up on the Lord.
respectfully, I didn't really get into Dietrich Haddon until the God is good all the time, because that's when I went on Bobby Jones.
Okay.
So me, him, Fred.
That was
Hammond.
still early Dietrich Haddon though, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't like the Chainbreaker fan yet.
Got you.
But I think that album came out that year. He lives. Fred Hammond, Christ is risen just like he said. We were all on the.
That's my favorite Fred Hammond album.
Hey,
That's my favorite
Okay,
Fred
okay, that just
episode.
made me think of another one. But go ahead.
We were on the same episode. So we got I'm Free, SOP, Jesus is Real, John P. Key, Unconditional, KCS, Be Happy, Mary Mary, Won't Stop Praying, D. Haddon. Where am I going next? I am going to go here for my dear sister, who I love.
I know he about to say something about Kiki.
I'm going with So Long.
Sing it.
It's been so long since I heard from you.
Yeah.
So long. What did I do? It's a deep cut.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which
First
one?
album, though.
Okay.
Now, which one was her first album your favorite or her second one?
Okay, as I got older, the second one, but when I was younger, the first one, because it was so many different things. My first time ever seeing Kiara Shear live, because I used to watch Finally Karen DVD, and I used to watch the VHS, and I used to watch Dorinda's Rose thing that she did when Kiara's song went on Jesus.
Yeah.
My first time seeing her was at Praise Fest.
Okay.
Kiara had on these denim jeans and these patches on them, and that's the era that I remember. But that first album was just nostalgic for me.
Yeah, that first album crazy, but that second album,
Yeah.
that This Is Me album, that's my favorite Kira Sheard album. That, man, she just gets it.
Yeah. What's your second song, Majay?
This is third song, I think.
My third song.
Okay, third song.
Oh, you know I have to go with J Moss. I want to be faithful.
Hey.
I want to be available.
What year is that?
2004 or 5.
And that was his first record.
That was just coming out the gate like that.
Yeah.
Oh, we talking 2004. So then I didn't even think about this artist. Ty Tribbett and GA first project.
Oh yeah.
They life.
Life.
Nigga,
What song
life.
you going with though?
Honestly, let me look at the song list, because that's actually a really good project that people like. They
My song
sleep
was
on.
"Excuse me, can I talk to you, please?" I think it's called "Time Is Now." It's them like on a train station, and it's like them talking or whatever. Oh, that was a good album.
So, obviously, No Way was a great song, but what song is it? I can make it, or what?
Yes, I remember that song.
or he brought me from a mighty
Mighty
long
long
way.
That's what you want with next?
I think Mighty Long Way is it. Yep, Mighty Long Way is it for sure. Ty Tribbett, like, I thank God for people like Ty Tribbett, like, because I've always been like an out of the box. You know, I grew up listening to Michael Jackson like that. I know now we talking about deep cuts. I know songs niggas ain't never heard of for Michael Jackson, but that's just, you know, what I grew up listening to. And he was very out of the box thinking. When Ty Tribbett, even though they not the same type of artist, it's just far as the out of the box, like, I'm not going to do the norm. I'm going to be just different. And Ty Tribbett brought this just, I don't know, like, it made me like want to just sing. Like, I don't, it got me hype, right? Yeah. So that first project, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think that was 2004.
Yeah.
Dang, then where am I going next with that then? 2000s, like think.
What's the last year y'all seeing in 2000?
I would say end at like 2005, 2004, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, end right around there.
Okay, think.
I can't wait
Who
till you
was
ask.
back then I was really heavy on anything that the Clarks had out. I was heavy on James Moore. Jesus Christ.
You want to pass yours to me? Because I got one for you.
Listen, because I got one too.
I'm gonna throw one that y'all don't know. Y'all may not know. There was a group called Ramaya.
We do know Ramaya.
They were signed to J. Moss and them.
Yes.
You remember the movie The Gospel?
No.
Dang.
Ramaya.
Who was in
one of
the-
the
who was
members? Husband was in a barbershop. I was getting my haircut the other day. We was talking. He was like, "Yeah,
They still live here?
Yeah, the wife. They live here in Michigan.
So Ramaya was like a 4-member Destiny Child that J. Moss and them came out with.
I feel like we talked about
They
them
were
recently, actually.
hitting. Like I used to always see them at Straight Gate. They was always singing at Straight Gate for some reason. But they were like really popular. I'm gonna go with Ramaya. It's a song called Waiting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what? One more each?
Yep, one more. Now, fellas, make it good.
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. So I'm gonna make this good for so many reasons. The melody, the singing, the background vocals, the stacked vocals, everything about it. Karen Clark, Sherry, Be Sure off the Second Chance album.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you ask me what it took so long,
Yep.
and the picture perfect song, she
Yep.
meant that.
She meant that.
And people thought it was an R&B love song for years. I remember it was so much controversy about that song when it came out. Like my mama and them kept saying, "Y'all hear Karen release this wedding song?" Whole time it was Jesus.
Yep.
Whole time it
Yep.
was Jesus.
That song was special.
What year is that?
2000 and dog, it had to be 2 because that was her second album.
Okay, so I'm going back to the 90s with mine then. Fred Hammond. It's between. This is not a deep cut. This is we know this. For me, it's between Jesus Be Offense
Okay.
and what's the one that kind of had the Stevie Wonder vibe? Let the Praise Begin.
Oh yeah, Let the Praise Begin.
I think Let the Praise Begin might be that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we are, and just get on one accord. Leave all your problems on the outside.
Sing.
Holy Ghost fire. Open up your mouth and
That melody nice right here.
Are you ready for your blessing?
Yeah.
That is so ugly.
Ooh, the chord progressions, the stuff
I
they
can tell you're a
did.
musician.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love
The way
it.
you was doing that.
Yes, because the shapes are different. We going out of the key. We going back in. We do. Oh, I just love that. I just love
love that, man.
Just trying stuff out. Like I can't wait till I release this new music.
sure.
But anyway,
I can't wait to hear it.
Kev, you got the last one? That's crazy. We got a 90s, 2000s gospel playlist, and we don't have Kirk Franklin on here.
Well, he would have been my number one, but
And it's kind of like, obviously, that's the go-to. So I feel like we kind of went like in another direction, not to get the most popular people.
Right, because if I was going to say Kurt Franklin, I'm going to say Why off of the Hero album.
yeah, then as I said, Kirk, I would go to Send It On Down, Send It On Down. Send
Give
it
me,
on down.
then the bells are due.
Yeah.
My 3-month-old baby needs some show.
I love that.
Can't you feel when it comes home? Then the way they hit. Clock on the wall, keep ticking, talking, no stopping, and somebody's knocking on the door to the music.
Yo. Now what song is that off of?
Riverside.
Was that the
See-
Revolution album?
Yeah.
Yeah, see y'all gotta you know what? I'm my whole situation is between 2000 and 2010. I am such I could tell you
That's your era.
That's just my era of music.
I feel it. I feel it.
Like I feel like my album is full of just that sound.
Hey, but here's the
And we're
thing,
gonna
bro.
love it and appreciate
Nobody has that. Your album
They
about to go
don't.
crazy.
Like, that's
like
my-
that. That's
yeah.
what we need. We need a sound that's not what we used to hearing. And I feel like with your flavor and all the things that you've experienced,
Yeah.
and then mixing as a man.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be a
incredible.
great project. I'm excited about your project, bro. I'm excited
you,
about your
brother.
future. I'm excited about everybody's
Yes.
future and what we all working on. It's gonna be great. How many songs is that? Is that 10? Did we hit 10? Did we hit 9? Something like that? That's usually what we try to hit.
Yeah, I was trying to find the last song. I just can't think. Okay, and I'm gonna have to go back.
I'm
to
shocked you ain't say nothing about no Tone
No, because like Tone stuff is really more so like,
for the musician area.
for the creative in me that just like that. When my range was high, like I really studied him. But like stuff that like he's been impactful for me in the older.
You said when
years.
your range was high?
Yeah, like high. Like,
Yeah,
I used to be able to sing
like
that song, like
Kevin. Sometimes you just got to just know
crazy?
when to hold it, when to fold it, and right
Are
there,
y'all crazy?
you just really got to stop because
'Cause
your
what?
range is still and yet
No,
high.
it's not. It's
You are
not.
literally the highest singing male from the city of Detroit.
Hey, no, for real. And you got range because you can really like hit low notes as well.
But and another thing is too. Now this is the thing. This is why Karen is so powerful. A lot of people have range, but either it's you have a lot of range or you have a whole bunch of you're very melodic and got a whole bunch of creativity with your voice in lower range. The reason why Karen is so great, she can do all the runs, everything that anybody else does in that range. So can you, and so that's what makes a person special with range.
Yes, he like you got that control, bro. Like
Yeah.
That's that DSA. Cheryl taught me. If she teach me nothing else, she taught us don't do all of that if you're not gonna land your plane.
that's
She
good.
always would tell us if you're not gonna land the plane, don't take
all
off
that
doing
extra.
all of that.
You ain't even doing what's
Yeah.
required of you,
No,
and that's to sing the note.
Okay,
That's to sing the doggone note, and you're not doing that.
my last song. No, not one. Dorinda.
Oh yeah.
J Moss. So for me, my favorite era of any Clark, including Kiera, is the J Moss era. Like on Karen's newest album, my favorite songs on there are the ones that J Moss did because there's just a chemistry that he has that's in his bloodline, connected to his family, and they just like even you go back to the features of anything that Karen or Kiera did on any of J Moss's albums. There's just a nucleus that they have where it's just like they back together.
But that's what makes somebody special. You think about Babyface and Tony Braxton.
Yeah.
You think about riding them with Brandy. You think about Donald Lawrence with Karen. You think about J Moss with Karen or J Moss with Karen. Everybody has that person that they are literally they pair. J Moss because he's a singer, he can make anybody sing. So he know what to pull out of somebody and make them sing. Like, I'm about to make you sing. Get in here. You doing this.
His ear,
Eric Dolphin's like that too.
His ear is second to
He's
none.
another person that I want to work with. But one last question before we go, Dre. And y'all all have to answer this.
Okay.
I probably
If
won't.
you could take, yes,
I'm not.
You have to.
I'm not.
You're sure.
All right.
If you could take any, and I'm gonna say gospel. I'll say gospel and R&B, but if you could take one of your favorite artists and a producer, who would you pair your artist with and a producer to make an album?
Jesus.
I'm gonna start. I would pass out, come back to hear a Kiera and Ty Tribbett album because of the
two artists,
like no on a production side. Like I think the way
so a
that
Ty
Ty
Tribbett
Tribbett
production
thinks,
with Kiera Shear.
I think that'd be
that'd be
But
fire.
like,
great.
but when you do it, I want you to bring BRL back.
I'm about to say it's gonna be very musical. It's gonna be very. Not saying her stuff isn't musical now, but I'm saying
gonna
like
be
it's that Ty Tribbett.
Yeah.
Oh,
And what made me start thinking like that was the last record that we all did with her when we went to Atlanta because it had like a Ty Tribbett feel. But I would love to see the magic between those two.
Yeah.
So who would you say, like an artist and a producer?
So I didn't. I always. So this isn't what you asked, but I always wanted Stevie Wonder and John P. Key to do a song together. I know that's so crazy, but
no, it's not.
I don't know, just that 90s, in the 90s, a song, them two together would have been crazy. Yeah. Like, that's not what you asked. So when we come to a producer, I don't know. I would really have to sit with that. Like, I want Pharrell with somebody. I want Pharrell with somebody. Like, Pharrell is going to give you.
What he did with Ariana Grande was incredible.
He was a producer on the movie?
He did one whole album. That was incredible.
He did an album?
And I think that was some of Ariana's best work.
Really?
Because Pharrell's sound is very distinct.
Very distinct.
Like Pharrell and Swiss Beats, I can tell any song they ever produce, I'm going to always know Pharrell and Swiss Beats.
It's funny you said my Pharrell. I got two, so I hope y'all let me get a
Yo, go ahead, bro. Just do your thing, because I'll be thinking all day.
My first one is I would love for Jasmine Sullivan to do a live recording with Donald Lawrence.
Yeah.
Like to cross over like that R&B to a gospel sound.
Like a live recording.
Ooh, and that's what I'm saying. That's a difference.
With Jasmine Sullivan.
Ooh.
And you got to know about that Layla Hathaway song that he did with Layla.
I remember that. So imagine a company backing up Jasmine and they create something so special. That would be that's a classic gospel album. Not nothing fast in the studio, but a classic live album.
Yes, sir.
With the company in the back and Jasmine Sullivan singing.
Yes,
But
sir.
even
And something
if she did
churchy.
R&B though,
Or
Donald would still
They could
eat
still
praise
hold it.
on that.
Correct.
Oh,
So
yeah.
or a live R&B album.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that is something that the mind would just
Artists
be.
aren't doing live R&B albums no more.
Yeah,
back
no.
in the day, people had your favorite artist back in the day had a live album. Nowadays, like and gospel artists kind of starting to derive from it, but it's like that's kind of like non-existent except for what's his name, Roddy Ricch. He's a rapper. He has I think some live stuff on Apple Music, and I'm like, that's what I want to hear more of is that live sound because it's real. It's more natural to me. It's more natural sounding. So I feel like Jasmine Sullivan doing a live project
With Donald,
with Donald Lawrence, crazy.
And I think my other one would be. Now this is about to flip y'all out. It's 3 producers. They would have to work on this one album. Pharrell, J. Moss, and D. Mile. You know who D. Mile is?
It sounds familiar.
He did all the Victoria Monet stuff. He did all the Bruno Mars stuff and all that. But D. Mile, who was the other producer? Pharrell. And who was
J. Moss?
J. Moss? Do a Mary Mary record.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to see how that Pharrell. I know it's possible. I know it'll go crazy, but just what Pharrell will come up with.
When he said Pharrell, it took me back to the Walking album, because the Walking album was so different. I don't think a lot of people accepted it.
Yeah, I can hear
It
it.
was very off the charts, but I can hear that.
That sound, that
Just
particular
imagine,
sound.
and they voices, is a great texture mixed with texture with both of them. Imagine Jay in there doing some vocal producing with them, and then imagine D. Mile making some crazy, and Pharrell and the marketing, man.
And they're writing. Mary's
If
writing
y'all
is
watching
crazy.
this in some crazy way, y'all need to make this happen. I know that y'all may not watch. Maybe you do watch. I don't know. Maybe Pharrell is watching every week. Who knows?
How much?
You just took me somewhere with that.
How much time we
because
got?
Mary's writing
What
with
you
that
got?
would eat.
How much time we got?
I mean, another 5-10 minutes. What do you need?
He says something that's my biggest thing that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Writing.
Yeah.
Mary got an album full of singles.
And that's hard
Not
to come by.
album fillers. They have singles. You can pull any one of them
And
and
drop
they'll
it as
work.
a single. Yeah.
Because you know why, Kevin? It's the lyrical content. And I think if
Yeah.
people realize that if writing is not your strong suit, leave
Get
the pen alone.
somebody else to do it.
I'm not the biggest and greatest writer. I'm gonna tell you right now. I've collaborated later on like some of my later songs on my record, but the genius of a writing is Anisha and Mel. But I will say this: they always ask me, "What did you want to talk about?"
Yeah.
So I tell them what I want to
So you
talk
still
about.
feel a
we'll make
part of
song.
it.
So I feel like I'm because it's ideas that I say, "Oh, let's sing and talk about this."
Yeah.
So it's always what I want to sing about, but that writing, which means the
Yeah.
melody, let it make sense. And I think now. You done lost me when you have 5 different conversations in one song.
Mighty God.
And so
What are you singing about?
that's why a lot of
What is this song
that's
about?
why Mary was
It's
such
a group chat.
right. It's a group chat, and everybody adding. And the thing is, I get you trying to give everybody a chance and experience and all that. That's what the playground for. Go on over there and play with them.
Okay.
Not on everybody's record, talking about
Come
the
on.
good news. Because I don't know what soul I'm missing because I'm confusing the listener. They don't know really what's going on.
Yeah.
And so Mary made it plain walking. The song's basically saying you got to keep walking. It's about perseverance. It's about the journey.
Yeah.
And it's about you falling, you getting back up, and you just still moving. Shackles. I mean, every song they got was
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
Clear.
But
Yeah.
the sound
The sound.
the sound album was like that album.
Dirt.
The whole album was my mind was blown. Super Friend, Gotta Me, Get Up.
The bridge don't get
The
up.
sound,
To live more, want more, work a little harder, dance more, be a little smarter.
live a little longer, love a little stronger.
Oh,
You've
yeah,
been
yeah.
down, but now it's time to get up. And the way they play with that melody, or believer, somebody somewhere out there is watching us and taking care of every little thing we need. Some people still
Y'all know
don't
these
believe.
words.
I have seen too many things. Tell me what will make you see that he's able to be all you need and more. So tell me what it is you waiting for. Who writing like that?
Straight
Who's
to the
writing
point.
like that? You know, I mean, I be hearing songs now. 1 minute is the beginning is trap, then it's trap. Man, and you know what? I'm not talking negative about it because that's your preference. It ain't mine.
Right.
But for me, I can't get with that type of
And
stuff.
you also understand, like they understand how to connect with the listener.
Every listener, every age.
That's why the music crossed over and was being played on secular radio.
But you know what I love too, Dre? Let's be for real. They didn't wake up saying I want to cross over. That's the thing. I think
It
we
just
wake up and say
happened.
I want to cross over. Create music, and it would never would have made it crossed over.
And let it happen.
And let it happen
where it's gonna happen.
Because you letting God do his big one in your give. I mean, yeah.
Semaje, you were supposed to come on here and just get interviewed.
I'm
This
sorry.
nigga been preaching.
I'm so sorry.
The whole
Dropping
episode.
gems.
I'm sorry.
But that's great, bro. I really appreciate you coming by today. Like
for
for
sure.
real, this is a fantastic episode.
I had so much fun, man.
You're our first guest of
our
season
first
4.
guest of the season. We appreciate your timing, bro. We got a live show coming, so hopefully you can come and support us for the
Yeah,
live
it's
show.
Oh
Good
my
time.
God, for real.
Yeah, it's gonna be in
Yes,
March.
it's a good time.
I'm pulling up. I'm
Yeah.
support you. You know I support.
Oh yeah,
anything y'all do
Semaje support,
anyway.
and which we appreciate,
Y'all know that.
bro.
So I'm for sure I'm there.
Yeah, we'll get you the info as soon as we get everything kind of squared away. We'll definitely let
And
you
this
know.
is so good, Dre.
I appreciate it.
It's so good.
I appreciate it. It's so much fun.
Like when you asked me to be a part, I'm like, what? Yeah, of course.
It was so easy. And I literally, I told y'all, Semaje is the same every time. So it was like, hey, what's up, bro? Can you do it? He was like, absolutely. And, we had to schedule out because, Semaje, he out here. No. I ain't even trying to be funny. Like,
He working.
He working. So, I respect that. Plus, we was on a little break. It worked out perfect timing. So you here.
I'm here.
We did the episode.
And I kept my commitment.
Yes,
Absolutely.
he
He
did.
drove 1 hour and
My
45,000
God.
minutes. I would have been
My
like, if
God.
y'all don't FaceTime me.
I wouldn't do
I
that.
won't be there.
I wouldn't do that. It was in my books, and I told them I left church and said, "Hey, I got to go do a podcast." They was like, "We got to go eat." I said, "I got to go do a podcast. I'm going to see my people."
Hey, I appreciate you, bro. It means so much. Thank you
I
so
love you,
much.
bro.
Gang.
Thanks for
Hey
having me.
man, continue to soar, continue to fly, bro. We're gonna continue to support you.
Absolutely.
Do you have any last words that you just want to give to the listener about just being a dreamer? Actually accomplishing your goals and getting to those dreams and making them a reality.
Yes, I think one of the greatest pieces of information I got was never adjust your life to what makes sense to another individual, but always adjust your life to what makes sense to God. And you do that, I promise you, life ain't always fair, ain't always fun, it ain't always good, but it's always God. And when you really make him the forefront of everything, and I saw that's so cliche to say, but when that's really like your jam, Jesus Christ, everything else will fall in place. So keep Jesus first, and he's the answer to everything. Because if you ask everybody else, you get all types of confusing information, but seek God and you'll get everything you need.
That's good. That's good, bro. I appreciate you, Kev. You good, bro?
Yeah, I don't have nothing to say. Just go get green light.
Make sure y'all go. Yeah, get all Semaje's music. Make sure
All
you
of
follow
them.
him, support him.
Go on and get my
Do
phone.
you have
numbers.
anything new coming besides this project that you can talk about?
Yeah. So this is the first time I'm telling you this. I am going to open up a it's not a building, but I'm going to do a consulting agency
For clothing.
where it'll be the whole creative package, like all my
Yes.
videos,
That's good.
marketing,
That's good.
clothes styling, and everything. And that's not just in the music, but those who are that have businesses or how to dress for an interview or what to wear for daytime TV and
I
all
love
that.
it,
So
bro.
I'm gonna do a whole little situation. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, y'all make sure that y'all stay tuned. Make sure you follow Semaje. Get his music. Make sure that you subscribe to us. And stay tuned because we're going to let y'all know about this live show first before we get to post it on Facebook and all that stuff. So y'all can get your tickets first before anybody else. Because if don't nobody show up, I want Dream Lab community to show up.
That's right.
We don't need everybody else if they ain't really with it. You see what I'm saying? Chrissy B, we miss you, girl. We'll see you next
Love
week.
you.
And with that being said, we out of here. Y'all have a good one. Dream Lab out.